Hello and namaste, my beautiful friends. Welcome to your Isis Lotus Tarot Spread for the week of June the 23rd, 2025. So let's take a look at a couple different ways to work with this pretty busy astrological week. So, if you would like more information on the week, be sure to watch the video I will drop tomorrow morning. I do this separately for my Isis Lotus fans out there, so always appreciate your feedback. I'd like to remind the cards this reading is for the collective. So anybody who happens upon this video, this reading is for you. Alrighty. First card is basic influence of the past. So kind of like where we're coming from in this situation. And we've got the Page of Cups. So there was some kind of idea that we had. And then there's you, Ace of Swords, which realizes, hey, if I'm going to accomplish this thing, get this thing, do this thing, I'm going to have to do it rationally, logically. I need a plan, all right? Mars is in Virgo. You need a plan. Now, the environment is temperance. Just nothing crazy, nothing off the wall. Don't go, dashing off to do something. Be moderate, balanced, wise in your approach. And as these energies culminate, the Five of Cups comes up that reminds us, hey, okay, it's going to be hard. There's going to be moments that you forget. There's going to be moments that you lose track of what your goal is. You feel like things aren't working out. You're frustrated. You're emotional. It says, no. Focus on the positive here. Now, the key card of the future is the Wheel of Fortune. You got to understand that some of this stuff that's going down, it's bigger than you. It's bigger than me. It's bigger than us. It's big. It's humanity. This is major karma time. Things are evolving. Outer planets are shifting. This is bigger than all of us. But again, remember the cosmic law. We're never given more than we can handle. So don't forget that. Now, the opposite forces in play here. We've got the King of Pentacles, where you're focused on money, making maybe some major decisions about resources. Or Eight of Wands. Something happens this week and you've got to drop what you're doing, all hands on deck, and adapt. Now, the near future detail card is the Two of Swords. So you've got to watch out for self-deception this week. You've got to watch out for, deluding yourself, for ignoring the internal prompts, the little nagging feeling that you have that something's wrong or not right, or that you should do X, Y, or Z. You can't ignore those things anymore, all right? It's happening too quickly. You have to stay plugged in, all right? And, the opposite forces that we're dealing with here, the modifiers of this kind of self-deception or ignorance. On the King of Pentacles side, it's the Six of Cups, which is, maybe a longing for the way things used to be. Those days are gone, friend. Eight of Wands side, we've got the Three of Swords. There's definitely some complicated emotions here. Now, paired with the Six of Cups is the Hermit. This King of Pentacles thing, you've got to spend some time alone, pray, meditate, connect. You got to figure out where this blind spot is, where you're, deceiving yourself in some way because you're longing for something that's already passed. Now, on the Eight of Wands paired with the Three of Swords, we have the Strength card, which always reminds us patience is the answer, compassion, gentleness, not force. This is not something you can use brute force on. It's not going to work. Now, our two possible solutions or progressions. On the King of Pentacles side, we've got the Boundaries card, Seven of Wands, okay? You're going to have to make some space. On the Eight of Wands side, we have more Wands, Five of Wands, conflict. So this, to me, looks like an escalation from this Three of Swords. There could be some real internal or external conflicts. Then we've got over here on the King of Pentacles side with that Seven of Wands, the Eight of Wands, or the Eight of Swords, I'm sorry. The Eight of Swords, which is worry, the mind not helping, and you're getting really caught up in things. Over here on the Eight of Wands side, paired with the Five of Wands, we have the Five of Swords, which reminds us not to look at victory as a narrow one, potential way of doing things. I just told a client the other day when I got this card, the image that I got, and I'm getting it again. And maybe I got it for reading for these for you guys. I'm not sure. But it was somebody walking through a freshly concrete, like concrete had just been poured into a floor, and they walk boldly across it to ring a bell. It's like, I've got to get there. I've got to ring this bell. And then you look down and realize you messed up. Okay? That's what the Five of Swords is. It's like too invested in one outcome. All right, well, these are some sketch cards, guys. I don't know what else to say. I mean, there's just definitely some worries and concerns here. It looks like a lot of heavy energy, so let's recap. We're coming from this idea kind of thing. We would like to do something, all right? Clearly, there's some obstacles. And the key here, and it's not the key card, but you've got to be rational and logical. You've got to change your mind. You've got to get your head in the game. Because the environment requires moderation and balance. And, balance is, as my teacher used to say, the razor's edge, right? Think of the tightrope walker. That's the visualization I just got, like tightrope walking this week. Now, as these energies culminate, we've got to make sure we don't get lost in the pain and suffering of the world, because there's going to be some, maybe a lot. And the opposing forces, the key card of the future, right, was karma. Some of this stuff is not ours. Make sure you're not like getting really worked up and upset about stuff that's not within your lane, okay? The Clarissa Pinkola Estes quote, reach out and mend the part of the world you can reach. Now we've got two opposing forces in play. We've got the King of Pentacles side, which means you're looking at the finances, you're looking at directing material, basic fundamentals, you're focused on food and resources. But still, this blind spot, we all have it. There's something here about deluding ourselves. Now, on this King of Pentacles side, it could be this longing for the past, looking backwards. And we need to gather our forces, spend some time alone, and clear that out, okay? Because A, we've got to set a boundary with somebody or something. And B, our mind keeps going to all the negative things that can happen, and that's not helpful, okay? Now, on the other side, we've got a situation popping up, okay? Something happens that really, it feels personal, okay? Oop, and I just dropped that card. That's an interesting symbol as well. But we've got to watch, because we're fooling ourselves in some way, or we're trying to ignore something that we know we need to do or cannot do. And it's because of the emotionality, Three of Swords. I mean, it's just, the mind is really messing with us, and we need to step more into patience. I find it interesting, these bookends. On one side, the answer is alone time, and on the other side, the answer is compassion. I feel like these are very similar, okay? Now, as we continue over here on this Eight of Wands, quick acting, oh my gosh, I've got to react side, we've still got the conflict card, right? So, is it that something happens, we have to be patient, we find ourselves conflicted about that? Do we find ourselves arguing with somebody in some kind of conflict, and then what we would think would be victory actually is not? It's not, you haven't won anything in this conflict. So, I mean, I really feel like it's important to understand that this is bigger than any one of us this week, all right? And the true answer, I believe, lies in this Two of Swords card, where we have to rip off the blinders and the blindfold. We have to see things as they are. And so it is only from there that we can dream a new world that is the world that we want it to be. All right, my friends, looks like a little stressful week. Be prepared. I wish you the best, and I'll see you in tomorrow's forecast. Bye.